Earthbound is the greatest game ever made. Come on, everyone knows about this already. Earthbound, or Mother as it's known in Japan, is a kind of trilogy of RPGs from the mind of Shigesato Itoi. Despite the game flopping over here in America, Earthbound is a game that is highly regarded as one of the greatest RPG games of all time, mainly for its unique gameplay, simplistic art style, and quirky humor. Of course, people have already talked to death about how this game is awesome, and I would love to state my opinions as well, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to take a deep dive into the main antagonist of Earthbound, who is not only my favorite character in the Mother series, but easily the most terrifying villain in all of gaming. An alien whose mind and body have been contorted beyond comprehension, his trauma with his adopted family getting the best of him in the worst way imaginable. His hatred for humanity turned him into the embodiment of hatred itself, and that being's name is Giygas. Of course, good villains always have their beginnings. Giygas made his first appearance as a villain in the first game in the Earthbound trilogy, Earthbound Beginnings. As revealed in the beginning of the game, Giygas was raised by two people that his race abducted, George and Maria. During the time he and his wife were abducted, George learned the psychic abilities of PSI. So it was mainly Maria who took care of Giygas. His favorite pastime was listening to a lullaby Maria wrote for him. Keep this lullaby in mind for later. Eventually, George would run off with the discoveries he made about Giygas' race. This rightfully made Giygas a little pissed off, causing him to develop a hatred for humanity. The PSI abilities George obtained would later be passed on to his great-grandson, Ninten. No, before you ask, he's not Ness. This is Ninten. They're two different characters. After George left, Maria would also eventually die, and her spirit would later go on to create Magic Kent. Eventually, without any family to make him change his ways, Giygas would attack Earth and begin a plot to destroy the human race. Some of the evil acts he would end up committing during the game would include causing inanimate objects to come to life, making animals and humans act extremely vicious, kidnap the parents of over 1,000 children, and cause a sudden rise in population of hippies. So now it's up to Ninten and his group of friends that he gathers along his way to stop Giygas from destroying all life on Earth as we know it. Oh, and I guess Teddy is there too. Along the way, Ninten gathers up a melody. This melody is actually the lullaby that Maria sang to Giygas. As told by George's spirit at his gravestone, this lullaby is the key to Giygas' defeat. Because even though Giygas has become a ruthless monster, he still holds on to his memories of his dear adopted mother. All of this comes together in the final battle between Ninten and Giygas at the top of Mount Itoi. Giygas greets the party by rising up in his giant spaceship that towers over the three children. Ninten and his new friends are unsure if they can make it out of this battle alive, so they hold their heads up high as they prepare for the fight for their lives. During the battle, as an ear-piercing hum plays, Giygas begins to taunt the kids in pity.
Minton, I am grateful to your family. Your great-grandparents, George and Marie, raised me. But George stole vital information from our planet that can be used to betray my people. And now, one of his descendants is obstructing our plans and must be stopped. Minton, I am talking about you. Go home now. Perish with the rest of the ugly Earth people. Foolish one, you cannot do a thing with your meager powers. Powers worthy of a lowly insect. Minton, you alone, I may save you. Just you alone. Board our mothership with me. Then, fall into a long sleep with your friends and the other ugly Earth people.
As it seems Giygas starts to get the upper hand, Minton and his friends begin to play Maria's lullaby.
Stop singing. You puny little Earthbounds. Shut up and stop singing. Stop singing. Stop, please, stop. Stop singing. How could I be defeated by a song like that? I will, sometime. Minton, we shall meet again.
And so, Giygas, in a fit of rage, flies off into space, defeated by the love of his mother. The story of Giygas in Earthbound Beginnings is definitely the best part of the game. Seeing this lonesome alien become a ruthless villain because of his adopted family is saddening. None of this would have happened if George actually cared about him. By the way, this guy's just an absolute whiny brat. The main reason why he got defeated was because he got annoyed when 3 kids sang a song he didn't like, and that made him so pissed off that he just gave up just like that. Like, dude, you're basically a god. You could just kill them with your powers and it would all be over. But no, I guess you can go cry in a corner, I guess. Overall, despite him kind of being a bit of a stupid crybaby, Giygas is definitely the best part of the first Mother game. But that whiny attitude of his would cause him to develop an ego that would cause him to gain more hate for humanity. But not just for humanity, but for life itself. And that hate would make him become a monster. But first we have to talk about Porky. This is Porky Minch, the secondary main antagonist to Earthbound. Just like Giygas, he is a whiny brat who only cares about himself and laughs at others below his standards. Porky is the son of 2 rich people, Lardina and Aloysius, who are heavily implied to be pretty abusive towards him. He also has a brother named Picky, but he's not important, so I'm not going to talk about him. But what is important is that Porky is the next-door neighbor to the main protagonist of Earthbound, Ness. Despite Porky being a selfish little turd, he considers Ness his friend. He probably even looks up to Ness in a way, seeing him as a person that Porky could strive to be. Okay, that's cool and all, but what does Porky have to do with Giygas? Well, dear viewer, Porky actually teams up with Giygas in the final boss of the game! Okay, you may be asking yourself, how does a fat little kid form an alliance with a psychic destroyer of worlds? Well, dear viewer, not only does Porky benefit Giygas' plan of destroying all life, Porky and Giygas actually have a lot in common. Both of them have troubled relationships with their family, both of them are selfish, whiny assholes, both of them try to cause chaos on Earth, and of course, both of them are evil. Also, Porky is literally Ness's best friend, meaning Porky knows a lot about what makes Ness tick. Giygas probably ended up taking Porky under his wing because of their similarities, and Porky being a reliable asset to him. But considering Giygas' mental state at this point, he probably doesn't even know Porky is helping him. In fact, After all the years of hate, Giygas has lost all sense of being. You have been given the setup. It's now time for the punchline. Okay, if you've gotten far enough into the video and you're epileptic and you didn't listen to my warning earlier, this is your final warning. The final fight of Giygas in Earthbound is extremely flashy, so if you're epileptic, please click off the video now. Okay? Okay. In Earthbound, Giygas kinda reuses a bunch of his plans from the previous game, but cranked up to 11. For example, he creates a statue that can turn anyone evil, he forces the entire race of Mr. Saturns into slavery, gets Porky into capitalism, causes zombies to infest Threed, and causes an even bigger increase in the hippie population. So just like last time, it's up to Ness and his new friends to stop Giygas once and for all. This time, defeating Giygas will be a bit more, let's just say, tricky. Because Giygas isn't attacking Earth in the present, he's actually attacking Earth in the past. How did Giygas learn to time travel? Who knows? The only thing that matters right now is that we need to get to the past. How do we get to the past? Robotic transplanting, baby! Woo! Yeah! Robotic transplanting, baby! Let's go! Yeah! And so, we sacrifice our old fleshy bodies into new robotic bodies as we walk through the cave of the past, ready to finally end Giygas' terror. Before this, Earthbound was mainly a cute-looking game, heavily reminiscent of the Peanuts, but now, everything takes a cosmic war approach, showing what the world could look like if Giygas ever succeeds in his plan of destroying all life. It's bleak, depressing, and gray, a world of nothingness. One world that a young Itoi would describe after accidentally walking into a horror film. It's a common fact at this point, but Itoi shared a story about how he accidentally saw a murder scene in the movie The Military Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty as a child. This experience would be the main inspiration when making the final boss of Earthbound. Specifically, that feeling of losing your innocence when you realize the world isn't as safe as you thought it would be, and the final battle between Ness and Giygas shows that loss of innocence at its maximum potential. Ness and his friends slowly begin to walk up a path that looks to be made out of intestines, but as soon as they walk more, they are greeted by the Devil's Machine. The Devil's Machine then makes a replica of Ness's face. Porky then materializes onto the scene, and he has this to say.
Ness, are you surprised? It's me, Porky. The Apple of Enlightenment has already made a prediction, but I won't let what it predicted take place. You will be beaten by Giygas. Giygas will be a stronger, more powerful entity than any other. Why? Cause of me, I was led by Giygas, and now I'm here. The Apple of Enlightenment could not predict this. Master Giygas, no, Giygas is no longer the wielder of evil, he has become the embodiment of evil itself, which he cannot control on his own. He is the evil power.
And thus, the battle for life's existence begins. Giygas himself currently remains inside of the Devil's Machine, so it's mainly a battle between Ness and Porky. You would think Porky would try to hold back since he's fighting his literal best friend, but no, he still has a gleeful smile on his face as he beats up Ness and his friends, like this is some kind of game to him. Strangely though, unlike the rest of the group, Porky has seen the time travel with his full body intact, which appears to have made his skin green. This will have lasting consequences. Also, I would like to bring up attention to the Apple of Enlightenment that Porky brought up earlier. The Apple of Enlightenment is a prediction device that Giygas somehow got off-screen. It's never physically shown, but what's important about it is that it predicted that Ness would win against Giygas. Giygas saw the Apple's prediction, and in petty response, he wanted to defy its prediction by getting more powerful than Ness. He'd gotten so powerful, however, that the only way his power can be contained is by keeping him inside a machine. Why does the machine look so fleshy? Who knows, maybe it's a design choice. There is a theory to why the machine is fleshy and what this whole fight means, but I'm gonna wait to talk about that in a bit. In the meantime, however, it looks like Ness and his friends are getting the upper hand. So, in a last-ditch effort from Porky, he turns off the Devil's Machine, and we witness what Giygas' hate has made him into.
So, isn't this terrifying? I'm terrified too. Giygas cannot think rationally anymore, and he isn't even aware of what he is doing now. His own mind was destroyed by his incredible power. What an almighty idiot. Yep, that's what he is. Hehehehe, and you will be just another meal to him.
Giygas has become a completely different enemy than he was in the previous game. He has gone from a badly tempered alien into a cosmic demon from the depths of hell. His attacks are so powerful that the group cannot even comprehend what's attacking them. During the fight, Giygas tries speaking to Ness, but he can't seem to get his words out right. Giygas is in immeasurable pain in which he seems to take pleasure in. It seems like there's nothing the group can do to stop this monster. So, with the group out of options, Paula, the girl of the team, begins to pray for their safety. Her prayers are caught by the Mr. Saturns and Dr. Endernuts in Saturn Valley. Then, they begin to pray as well. Her prayers actually end up doing something because Giygas' defenses have suddenly lowered. Giygas' form then becomes even more unstable as his power begins to become weaker. Giygas begins to speak again, with his screeches in pain being louder than before. But the most terrifying part of it all is that Giygas begins to take the shape of a baby, specifically a fetus in an ultrasound. Of course, it wouldn't be a Giygas video if it at least didn't mention the fetus theory. Many people have tried to decipher why Giygas was looking like a baby, kind of like how people try to decipher what that weird space baby at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey was. The overall consensus is that the final boss of Earthbound is basically an abortion, where we're preventing Giygas from being born. This explains why the Devil's Machine looks so fleshy, because the machine is basically Giygas' womb. Another theory states that the final boss is a lot more like an exorcism, where Giygas is actually supposed to be Ness, and we're kind of preventing Giygas from becoming him. Both of these theories are good and all, but there's evidence out there that contradicts it, like how Giygas literally shows up in the previous game, and also Itoi himself deconfirmed the theory. But I have a theory about what the baby actually means, which I think people should talk about more. The baby isn't supposed to represent what Giygas will become, it's supposed to represent what Giygas is. Before any of this happened, before Giygas became a ruthless tyrant, he himself was a child being raised by two humans, and now look at what he's become. That baby has now become a monster. The reason why he's taking the form of a baby here is because Giygas himself is a baby. He's been portrayed as a whiny little toddler. The reason why he's even like this is because he wanted to become more powerful than Ness. He's jealous. He knew Ness was going to defeat him, but he didn't want that to happen because, as we all know, kids don't like it when they accept the truth. Giygas was never going to get his way. He tried, but it only made him worse. So in the end, Giygas may try to be a powerful monster, but in reality, he's just a baby. And as all babies do, babies don't understand the world around them. He doesn't understand why he was defeated in Beginnings, he doesn't understand why the Apple of Enlightenment says he will lose to Ness, and most importantly, he doesn't understand why people love each other. Ness and his friends pray to everyone they know, their families, friends, people they've helped, even Frank. Giygas can't even stand the thought of love. Giygas has no people that love him anymore. Giygas doesn't even know what love means. So of course, as all babies do, they break down and cry. Giygas has completely lashed out. His agony has taken over the game itself. Giygas speaks once more, with the pain fully consuming him. Paula tries to pray once more, but no one answers back, with her prayers being absorbed by the darkness. It seems that all hope in humanity has been lost, but Paula tries to pray one more time, and someone does answer. You! Yes, you, the player, pray for Paula. You begin to pray for the lives of 4 children you never even met. Their love even spreading beyond the game itself. Love is what makes us human. Giygas is not human. Not anymore. And so, with the amount of love being thrown at Giygas, it, inevitably enough, overwhelms him. As Giygas begins to go into a fit of rage, Porky makes one final comment.
Ness. Now, it's going to seem like I'm running away. But perhaps I'll just sneak away to another era to think about my next plan. It's a good bet that we will see each other again. Alright. I'll be seeing you. So now which one of us do you think is the cool guy?
And so, with Giygas' fury finally consuming him, the Apple of Enlightenment's prediction comes true. And so, Giygas' rage has made him fizzle out of existence, and Ness and his friend's spirits return to their bodies. Giygas' hate for humanity is what made him lose in the end. A tragic story for a traumatic boss fight. A story of family, loss, hate, anger, and agony. We can learn a lot from Giygas. There's people out there like him. People who are whiny, sad, angry, and furious about the world. People who never love others. We can learn not to be like Giygas. We can learn to love each other. We can learn to care about others. And we can learn to love our families. Giygas never loved anyone, not even his partner in crime, Porky. He never loved anyone in a long time. The only person that he ever had affection for was his dear mother, Maria. Maria gave him the time and care he needed, but he never learned from it, making him into the devil himself. He may be gone now, but his evil still lives on, because his sidekick, Porky Minch, is still alive. He would later go on to be the main antagonist for Mother 3, but that's a story for another day. What's important right now is that Giygas has finally been defeated once and for all, and we should never have someone like him appear anytime soon. So go out there, love the people you care about. Love is a powerful emotion, an emotion all of us have. If someone doesn't have love, they become a monster. So overall, that's why I think Giygas is my favorite character in Earthbound, and why his boss is traumatic as it is. A sad story of an alien whose mind was driven into madness by love. A story about how love can prevail over the face of death, and why we should love each other. It's been 20 years already. I don't think Mother 3 is ever gonna come out in the West. Sorry.
This